everyone. I'm Chas with Chas's Crazy Creations, and today we're going to be talking about two different ways you can dye eggs. So if you missed the tutorial, if you look further down on my page, it'll show how to make hard-boiled eggs easy peel, and I also have that on my YouTube channel as well. So that is a different tutorial. Today we're just going to be talking about a couple different ways that you can color them with your options. So the first thing is I've already hard-boiled my eggs. I've got the first one here. Oh, and in the comments, tell me where you're watching from. I always like to know. And you can tell me what your favorite springtime Easter memory is in the comments, because I love to read comments. And any questions, feel free to drop those in the comments as well. So I just took my hard-boiled egg, and I had tried this attempt a few times. So this is the way I found that it works best for me. This is the hard-boiled egg, and this is just sitting in some vinegar. I just put it in right before we push the live go, so it's just sitting in there. So I'm sure a lot of you have seen the shaving cream hacks, which is what we're kind of doing a spin-off on. The thing is eggshells are porous. So with that in mind, I didn't know that I really wanted to put shaving cream on my egg and then eat it, knowing that their shells are porous. So we're using whipped cream today. You can use any brand you want. I'm just using a generic brand from the store, and I've got a little dish. And so what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to just put the whipped cream, Cool Whip, whatever you wanna call it, into my container. And this way too, if you're worried about that porous shell, this is another consumable product, so not gonna hurt you. Now, depending on how many eggs you wanna do, larger pan, I'm doing 1 egg, so a smaller scale today. So I'm just gonna put this in here, I'm gonna spread it out. You can spread it as much, again, a lot of people use 9x13 pans. I'm just gonna do my little trials and tribulations with you. So, a little bit flat, regular food coloring, nothing fancy. In fact, mine came from the dollar store. And I'm gonna put my food coloring on there. You're just gonna put a few drops kind of wherever you want them to be. Recommendation, gloves. Food coloring will stain your hands. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some gloves on. And then you're gonna take a toothpick, spoon, whatever you want, and you're gonna just swirl it back and forth, up and down, as much or as little as you want. You don't want to get it too saturated, because that is what keeps the marbly effect, is keeping some of that white space in there. So that's just a quick swirl that I've done for the preparation. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my egg, or you don't have to soak them one at a time. You can do a whole bowl of these at a time. But this vinegar is truly one of the keys for this to work, because the first time I did this, I did not put it in vinegar, and it did not work, or it barely pretty much washed right back off. So I've soaked it in the vinegar, I just dried it off. I'm gonna set it, and then I'm gonna pick it up and move it along like that. And then you're gonna, of course, dip the ends in however you want to, like that. Okay, so it's all coated with the Cool Whip, and it's good. You want some white spaces in it. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it aside. I'll just set it in here. I have another bowl, but I set something in it. You could also take, what I also did is took like a paintbrush and swirled it on it too. So if you wanna make sure it ends up with some more white space, you can paint it. There's a lot of different ways you can do this, but the vinegar, again, key thing, because the first time I did it, I did not use vinegar, and it did not work out so well for me. All right, so the next thing you want to do is leave that sit. And I think the recommended, I've heard 10 minutes, I've heard 30 minutes. I left mine for a minimum of 30 minutes. And here's another one I did a little while ago, so I'm gonna move this one aside, because he's got to sit, or basically it doesn't stay. So here's another one I did, and now what I'm gonna do is wipe it off. Now I recommend wiping, because the next thing that I did wrong the first time was everybody said just dip it in water. Well, guess what happened? all of the dye just came right back off, and that didn't work out so great for me. So I just recommend a paper towel. If you want, you can blot it, you can wipe some off, but you're just gonna wipe it off. And you can use a damp rag if you want, but it seems like if you use water, some of the dye just comes right back off, so. So it's up to you how little or more you want. You know, some people might want it to be lighter in color. So again, gloves, you can see how it's doing. So here it is. This one I just did earlier. And then I let it air dry. We'll get nice and solid so you won't have to worry about the green coming off still. Or go ahead and wash it. It's just gonna lighten, just know that. So let me show you another one that I did for the tutorial. The tutorial will go up tomorrow on my blog, which we're dropping in the comments for you. So let me set this aside. And I'll show you one that I did for the tutorial earlier this week, only I have to admit, I dropped the egg. So it's a little cracked. I dropped it when I got it out today, but here's the other egg. So we've got this one that I did for my tutorial, and this one was my trial egg that it took me 3 attempts to get the coloration right. So again, this is Cool Whip and vinegar and food coloring. That's all that is to it. So yeah, here's the 2 of them together, and really easy. Kids can get in on it. Again, I just recommend the gloves. So if you like that, send likes and hearts. Please share this with anyone you think might be interested in doing that. I am going to do one more, a different kind of egg. And this one is, I would not recommend this one on edible eggs. I mean, it's your choice if you want to do that, but I would not choose to do that. So let me move my next, we're gonna use for the next one, plastic eggs for our demonstration. And again, I'm gonna use gloves for this one. I'm gonna use plastic eggs, but you could use, they sell, you know, fake eggs, wooden eggs, lots of different things. So you could use other choices. So it's just, I don't want to eat what this next step is, regardless of the hard shell, again, being porous. So this is just a bowl of water. That's all I've got. And now we're gonna use nail polish. I've got different kinds. Now there is a secret to this, and I'm gonna share it. When you put a drip in this water, you should see the nail polish expand. If it doesn't expand, the craft is not gonna work. It's just gonna clot up and not work. So you need, when the nail polish drips hit this water, you should see it expand. If it does, then you can act immediately. If not, just get rid of the water and pick a different nail polish, because some of them just don't do this project well, and I don't know if it has to do with old nail polish versus new, or just what they're made out of. Okay, so plastic egg for me, nail polish, gloves. Don't forget to put in the comments where you're watching from. All right, did you see how that expanded? That's a good sign. So now I'm gonna take my egg, and I'm just gonna start dipping it around in the nail polish. And you can roll it, you can swirl it. It's kind of your choice. It dries pretty fast, but it will, you know, like you could just roll it, or you can make it blotchy. It's kind of your choice what you want to do with it, but it dries pretty quick. So it's tacky. So there you go. You got a marbly look on a plastic egg, and that was pretty easy, right? And then you're just gonna let it dry for a little bit and harden. Here's another one that I did with blue. Just kind of dipped it in and out of there. So again, you could do this with plastic eggs. You know, you could do this with those wooden eggs. You can do, actually I'll just leave this. We'll just do another one for fun. So let's pick another one, and let's see if this one expands. But again, put in the comments where you're watching from. Tell me your favorite Easter or spring memory. I love all those childhood memories or adult memories or things that you've done with your kids. Any questions, put those in the comments. Any tips? And again, share this, send likes and hearts. We love all that. All right, so again, putting that in there, let's see what happens. See, now that one didn't expand, but I also think that there's a film on it from the last nail polish. So let me grab a toothpick here. And let's get that all swirled out of the way and try again. Okay, see all that goop? You want to get that out of the way. All right, let's try again. Let's see if this one will work. There we go. It's expanding now. It's a little harder to see because I think this is more of a iridescent one. So let's pick a different color egg. Use this orange one. And we'll just dip it. You can roll it, whatever you want to do. It's just kind of for fun, whatever you want to do. And there you go. So you've got another one. So here's one, here's another. Quick and easy, fun to work with, and that was pretty easy. So a different way to just, we do a lot of the traditional eggs, but this is just another fun way to do stuff. So that is nail polish dipping. And again, I just don't recommend that for regular eggs since they are porous, but you could definitely do that with any of the other kind of false eggs. Or I guess if you blew out your egg, you know, if you do where you blow out the yolk. I must have poked a hole in this, it's leaking. Yikes. But if you want to like blow the yolk out, you could do it with the eggshells that way because you're not going to be eating them. All right, so that is the end of our show. So I hope you liked this. Again, just a couple different ways to dye your eggs, whether it's the nail polish dipping or the Cool Whip and food coloring dipping. Again, thank you for being here, and I will see you the next time I get to do a live with all of you, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Have a great day. Bye.